Blu-ray paused at the beginning. 3, 2, 1. Pressing play. I like what they did with the New Line logo. It matches the background of my light background. Anyway, I'm Chaz, by the way. This is a fan commentary of the classic of 1998 that revived the comic book slash superhero genre. Blade. 1967. Blade's mother being wheeled into the hospital through emergency. Played by Sanaa Lathan. This is one of her early roles. I think before this she was in Drive with Mark Dacascos and Kadeem Hardison. It immediately sets the tone, set the story in motion. Wesley Snipes, Stephen Dorff, Blade. Yeah. Kristofferson, rest in peace. Boucher Wright. Whatever happened to Boucher Wright? Donald Logue. Present day. Yeah. It's a former porn star, Tracy Lords. This actor, can't think of his name, but I've seen him in some other stuff. In particular, the Shield with Michael Chiklis, Walton Goggins, back in the day. The FX series, cop show. This guy's on a date he'll never forget. I used to have this soundtrack, by the way. Yeah, and this was like the best song on that soundtrack. Confusion. Confusion is the name of the song, but I forgot the artist. Yeah, he walks in, and all eyes is on him. But he doesn't notice. He's there to have fun. Maybe get laid. He's getting pushed around all at the same time. At the time this movie came out, I knew very little about the comic book. But Blade was first introduced in the Tomb of Dracula comic book. Wesley Snipes, before this, he tried to get Black Panther onto the big screen, but couldn't get that off the ground. So in 1996, he signed up to do this movie, Blade, to bring this comic book character to the screen. Character created by Marv Wolfman and Gene Colan. Written by David Goyer. Now, this is one of the best opening scenes in any genre, especially action and horror. I do have fond memories seeing this on opening day. August 21st, 1998, there's the blood shower. Anyway, yeah, August 21st, I was there on opening day. I was 21 at the time. And, this, and it was my favorite movie of that summer. Surrounded by vamps. You're about to be dinner, homeboy. All that red. This was 1998. We never seen nothing like this before. I was like, whoa, what in the hell? First time I saw this, and there's our man, the Daywalker. But anyway, this was my favorite movie of that summer. That summer you had Saving Private Ryan, you had Godzilla in 1998, you had Armageddon with Bruce Willis. Blade ain't playing, y'all. Y'all are rats. Blade is the exterminator. Badassery. It still holds up to this day. The budget for this was $45 million. That's not counting marketing and sales or whatever. However, all that stuff works. Oof. And just tearing ass with that sword. Yes, Blade. Yeah. Boy, these action scenes still gets the adrenaline, the juices flowing. Still, this movie is almost 30 years old now. But still. Donald Logue as Quinn, right-hand man of our main villain, Deacon Frost, played by Stephen Dorff. I think before this, the movie he was in, he played a stick-up man in Metro with Eddie Murphy. Before this movie, I think that might have been the first movie where I first took notice of Donald Logue. Good character actor. What are some of his other credits? Ghost Rider with Nick Cage, Gotham, the TV series. Blade looks super cool. Yeah, he's still steaming like a hot steak. And we're being introduced to Dr. Karen Jensen, played by Nabushe Wright. I haven't seen her in a whole lot after this. I mean, she was in Three Strikes after this. And that one skit on Chappelle's show, Whack Arnold's, I think that might have been the last time I saw her. I don't know, maybe she, not sure if she retired from the game, from the business or what, but I haven't seen her in a long time. And Curtis, her boyfriend, is played by Tim Guinea. He was in another movie that came out 2 months after this. Rolling with James Woods, Daniel Baldwin, and John Carpenter's Vampires. He played the Padre. And I saw that too on opening day. Seeing this for the first time in theaters, man, this was unexpected. He asked her, you ever have second thoughts? Just before this motherfucker jumps up, and yeah, that made me jump the first time I saw this. Three, two, one. Yeah. You ever been bitten by a vampire? Ah, ah. I remember listening to the commentary. When Donald Logue, he screamed so loud, and he actually unhinged his jaw. He had to be rushed to the hospital with all that makeup shit on. He freaked out everybody at the hospital. Get out of my way, you freak. Off with your arm. Motherfucker, are you out of your damn mind? Still funny. Lands in the ambulance. Yeah, but this is the one that at the time this movie came out, the comic book superheroes genre was dead. Batman and Robin was the one that killed it which came out the year before this, '97. So yeah, and Marvel was on the verge of bankruptcy at the time this movie came out. It was a surprise hit, and saved Marvel from bankruptcy. And Stan Lee, rest in peace to him. He was the only one to ever acknowledge it. Flying from one building to the next, and this is 6 months, maybe 7 months before The Matrix. I don't know what that feels like. I never dislocated my shoulder before. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but just like Passenger 57, when it first came out, I saw that on opening day, and then I saw this on opening day. Snipes is one of my favorite actors. Check out the landscape. And this was directed by Stephen Norrington, who his previous movie before this called Death Machine, I think that was the name of it, from 1995. I never saw it. I heard it's it's an underrated movie. I'll get to it some other time. Then after this, I think he directed The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen with Sean Connery. And apparently his experience making that movie was so bad it forced him to retire. Not only Steve Norrington, but also Sean Connery. He called it quits after that movie. And here we meet Blade's mentor, Whistler, played by Chris Christopherson. He should have killed her, but he couldn't. She reminds him of somebody. I have a small collection of comic books, but I don't have any Blade comics, except that one where a Marvel team up, where he teams up with the Punisher. And there was one, I think there's one that I have where he teams up with Spider-Man too. And Marvel, I really don't, yeah, even though I'm wearing a Marvel t-shirt, yeah, but I really don't do Marvel comics all like that no more. Even more so now over the last few years. Like, there was a new Blade movie that was announced damn near 7 years ago and never got off the ground. And I did a video sharing my thoughts on that. Like, Once again, I'll ask you, like, how hard is it to reboot a story where you have a vampire hunter hunting and killing vampires? How difficult is that? And here we meet our main villain, Deacon Frost. I forgot to mention another actor that's in here, Udo Kier. He passed away recently. Rest in peace. Yeah, he's a legend in the horror genre. Hmm. Yeah, these people are our food, not our allies. Who are you to challenge the way things are? You're not even a pure blood. Doesn't matter to him. I remember 2 weeks before this came out, Halloween H2O. I think it was a week before, or maybe 2 weeks before Blade came out. Halloween H2O came to theaters in August. Yeah, I don't know what the Weinstein's Dimension Films, what their problem was with putting out Halloween movies in August and not October. But anyway, that's a whole nother video. But anyway, Passenger 57, Demolition Man, Sugar Hill, Drop Zone, Money Train. I saw, when those movies came to theaters, I saw all of those more than once during their theatrical run. Like Passenger 57, I might have seen that 3, maybe 4 times when it was in theaters. Demolition Man, I saw that at least 3 times when it was in theaters. Drop Zone, I saw that twice. Sugar Hill, I saw it twice. Money Train, saw that twice. Murder at 1600, saw that only once. U.S. Marshals, which came out the same year, a few months before this. I saw that only once. And I saw this once in theaters. I did have plans on seeing it a second time until I came across a bootleg copy on the street. picture that, wasn't sharp, of course, but, it was bootleggy, but you could still see it. And I kept that until, I think it was by December, it was on home video, VHS and DVD. That sword is badass. There's a booby trap around the handle in the wrong hands. Hmm. She's a blood doctor. Just give me the shot, old man. That must hurt like hell, huh? Oof. You met Blade. Yeah, but still, like, I don't, Marvel, yeah. I mean, I for one was interested in seeing Mahershala Ali as the new Blade. He was already introduced in, I think, was the Eternals, but it's been completely canceled now in favor for a Midnight Suns movie. I don't know nothing about Midnight Suns. The effery, man, it just really. Still heavy. When I live to see another day, you'll be out of town by nightfall. Yeah. Giving her the 411 on exactly what's going on. A war between vampires and humans. This story can also be thought of as a metaphor for you know our real life. You know, I mean, not sure how I should put that into words. You know, with everything that's going on, it's madness out here. You know, vampires are a metaphor for that. Hmm. I suggest you take that gun and use it on yourself. Mm. Yeah. And the city that they're in, it's it could be any city, but it's never it's not known what city this is. It's a stand-in for any city and in any part of the world or any city in the U.S. because Blade does travel to other countries, as he does in Blade 2. Blade Trinity, oh boy, no one likes Blade Trinity. I won't go into that. Maybe in another video. Damn it, Frost! I'm talking to you. And Stephen Dorff, he did his thing too. He played the hell out of this character. I remember he made a comment a while back about this new Blade movie. He was like, "Hey, we did it first, and we did it the best." I'm paraphrasing what he said, but he said something along that line. Frost got a plan, big plans. Cool ass car too. Remember what we told you. Keep your eyes open. They're everywhere. Apparently, Wesley, he still has that car. He's got the car. He's got the S Glaive. I guess that's what it's called, the Glaive, the S Blade. He still has that. Check out the ink, back of their necks. I'd be nervous too. She's got two bandages on her neck to cover her bite marks, and they watching her like lunch. Yeah, uh, vampire mace. first saw this. Vampire Mace. Yeah. But it does work. Pack whatever you need and get on out of there. Where the hell did you come from? This police officer, um, Krieger, he's played by Kevin Patrick Walls. He's probably best known for this role and uh, Casey's boyfriend, Steve, in the opening scene of Scream. Drew Barrymore's boyfriend in Scream. Yeah. Oh. Well, they didn't turn him yet, so it didn't work. Nobody. He's a familiar vampire wannabe. Yeah, he used you as bait. Nothing personal. After all, he's a hunter. Yeah, how long y'all been tracking Deacon Frost? Mm-hmm. Fake watch. Mm-hmm. You better wake up. The world you live in is just a sugar-coated topping. There is another world beneath it. The real world. Yeah. There is no cure. Not yet, she don't. She's working on it. Well, not yet. I don't need no damn cure. I like this world. Wrong movie. cool how they speed up the camera like that. They're everywhere. Like they said, they're everywhere. It's unfortunate that the director he left the business on such a sour note after the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Hey, but then again, he wasn't the only one that retired after that movie. Sean Connery. Yeah, I don't know exactly what happened behind the scenes with the director in the studio, 20th Century Fox. I never saw that movie all the way through, The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Can never get into it, really. I mean, I like Sean Connery, the OG 007. Yeah. I almost forgot to mention, Snipes worked with Sean Connery on Rising Sun, 1993. I thought that was a solid, mystery, who done it. He's on Officer Krieger's ass again. Uh-huh. Where's the entrance? It's in the freezer? Yeah. You think I'm an idiot? Yeah, that's an entrance. You give Frost a message from me. You tell him it's open season on all suckheads. Fuck out of here. I don't know if you just heard sirens, but yeah, those were sirens. It's not the movie, it was outside. And they're in the archive. Politics, finance, real estate. They already own half of downtown. Yeah. Vampires is just a metaphor for those who are power hungry. He's still trying to translate these these ancient texts. He's trying to bring back resurrect this blood god known as La Magra. And he needs 12 pure bloods. And he needs Blade's blood to make it happen. Shut up already. Frost feasting on your ass. Ooh. The chick that plays his main squeeze, she was the vampire villain in another movie, the sequel to John Carpenter's Vampires, Los Muertos. She was the main, Arlie Hover, I think that's her name. Yeah, she was the main vampire in the sequel to John Carpenter's Vampires, Los Muertos, with John Bon Jovi. Not as good as the first movie. And here they go back and they meet Pearl, Big Pearl. Ugh. Disgusting. It'll pass. I want to give a quick shout out to two YouTubers who they're planning on doing their own commentary on Blade, the Gorehounds podcast, Paul and James. What's up, guys? One of your subs. Yeah. Can't wait to hear y'all's commentary on this. This ought to be fun. Yeah. Turn Pearl into toast. Is that right? How long did it take to build that fat suit? I mean, how the hell is this big motherfucker gonna bite anybody? How does he get around? Pearl. Yeah, he moved. said, I don't support Marvel all like that no more. As much as I like Blade, he's not exactly my favorite. Luke Cage is my favorite. And I heard that I did read that Mike Coulter is in talks to come back as Luke Cage. We'll see what comes of that. I ain't holding my breath. Years ago, there was an anime, an anime series of Blade too that was produced in Japan by Madhouse Animation Studios. I like the animation style, the anime, but and it's cool to see Blade have his own animated show like Wolverine, and it was produced in Japan. But it's cool. It's cool, but at the same time, it's very repetitive. At the end of each episode, he uses the same sword technique to destroy vampires and whatever main vampire he has to take out. By the end of the episode, he uses the same sword technique. Walk into a trap. But the Quinn man just keeps on coming. Yeah. Hold on to it. How you like that? I got his pig sticker. That all you got? Well, you took my hand, man. But it's cool. I got a new one. Backup's on the way. Who could that be? Catch you fuckers at a bad time? He wants Blade alive, damn it. You think you can capture him? Good luck. I'm too old for this. Somebody get me a damn wheelchair. old man he can handle himself. He good. Um, Wesley, he's also a producer. His production company, Amin Ra Films, produced this and another movie that came out a few months before this, The Big Hit, with Mark Wahlberg and Lou Diamond Phillips. That's a decent little movie too. I saw that in theaters as well. Yeah. You got a new hand, huh? And he just took that one. I'll go get you another one. Awesome. Dislocated his shoulder. I don't know what that feels like, and I never, not sure if I want to feel that either. Never dislocated my shoulder. Time for another blood shot. One of the things that surprised me most, that really surprised me when Blade first came out, is that it got two thumbs up from the late Siskel and Ebert. Gene Siskel and Roger Ebert, they both gave it two thumbs up. They actually liked it. I was like, oh wow. Okay, Siskel and Ebert, they're notorious for, you know, they're not real big with genre movies, especially horror movies, you know. In particular, they really had it out for slasher movies, especially during the 80s. If you hear any noise in the background, it's my heat. You know, it's freezing outside. And you'll hear my heat, cut on and cut off. That's And Whistler tells the story about how he first met Blade. Great moment of exposition. Blade 2, a great double feature. Both this and the second. Yeah, and I saw Blade 2, I think, twice in theaters. Blade Trinity, I saw it once. I needed. Uh, all the drama that happened behind the scenes of Blade Trinity has become legendary at this point. Patton Oswalt at every turn. I mean, for for a whole 20 years since Blade Trinity came out, he would always talk shit on Snipes. Not human. I remember listening to the commentary, and Wesley said he wished he could have acted this scene a little better. I get a piece of that life back. So don't you tell me about forgetting. We're already an hour into it. It's 2 hours. It goes at a fast pace though. Yeah. How many times I gotta tell you? I want him alive. Frost got some grand plans in order for everybody, for the whole world. He brings out Dragonetti, played by Udo Kier. I mean, he's been in a lot of horror, especially in the horror genre. I can't think of a whole lot of his credits right now, but he's in one of my favorite horror movies, Suspiria, from by Dario Argento, the original from 1977. He was in that too. Stephen Dorff, before this, he was in, I think it might have been Judgment Night, where I think that was the first movie I saw him in, was Judgment Night, with Emilio Estevez, Cuba Gooding Jr., Dennis Leary, Jeremy Piven. I saw that in theaters, matter of fact. Judgment Night. It's a nice little thriller from 1993. Directed by Stephen Hopkins, who directed Elm Street 5 and Predator 2 and The Ghost in the Darkness. If anybody's ever seen that, with Val Kilmer and Michael Douglas. And they let him melt in the sun. Some of the CGI, especially on this Blu-ray, it's a little hokey, a little choppy, a little wonky. Then again, this is the 90s, so. Mhm. Spirits of the 12. Trying to decode that, translate that page that he found at the archives. Here she's working on what turns out to be a new weapon for vampires. EDTA. Yeah. The reaction's energetic. Oh, shit. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Blow the shit out these vamps. What are some other vampire movies that are like Salem's Lot? I haven't seen that since I was a kid, but I know Arrow Video is they're planning to release that. Uh, Blackula, of course. Love Blackula. Um, Fright Night from 1985. Lost Boys, which you know, both of those are like they're considered like the two best vampire movies of the 80s. Oh, there's another one from 1987 that's it's underrated called Near Dark. Um, 3 years ago, there was you know, a graphic novel sequel to Blackula, the movie, set in um, set in 2023 Los Angeles. You know, Blackula comes back from hell and he's got unfinished business with the man who made him who he is, Dracula. Blackula, Return of the King is the name of it. And Blade runs into Frost. Mm, Sunblock. Mhm. I don't see it that way. Who you calling Uncle Tom? Steven Dorff, he's been in some other stuff that I like. Like there's this one movie, I think it was from, might have been 2015, called American Hero, where he plays a guy who actually has powers. It's kind of, it's more of a drama more than anything, but it's a cool little movie with Stephen Dorff and Eddie Griffin. Eddie Griffin plays his homeboy who's in a wheelchair. Look it up. American Hero with Stephen Dorff and Eddie Griffin. You're nothing to me but another dead vampire. What you say about my mama? He threw her right into a food stand. Um, they're working on a cure actually. She created a weapon. Now she's working on the cure for herself and possibly Blade if he wants the cure. But he needs a better serum more than anything, because the serum he's taking now is his body is rejecting it. Now Frost and his people are there. Yep, shot him in the leg. Took us a while to find it. I ain't gonna bite you. He just stomps the shit out of him. Ruthless. But, and I've been hearing rumors. Well, reading reports that Ryan Reynolds wants Wesley to have his own solo Blade movie. In the vein of Logan, but you know, Logan to a degree, but not as depressing as Logan. You know, Logan has its moments of badassness, but it's also depressing. It's a downer of a movie. And I don't want to see that with Blade. It will be nice to see, you know, Wesley get a nice send off to play Blade a fourth time in a whole other movie, but I don't see it happen. I don't see that happening. Unless Marvel wants to surprise us, and but I doubt it. I was shocked to see him come back for a cameo in Deadpool and Wolverine. Like I said, I was actually willing to give it a chance with Mahershala Ali as Blade, but to quote that famous line from Deadpool and Wolverine, there's only one Blade, and there's only going to be one Blade. Yeah, I don't know what this Midnight Suns thing is going to be like. I mean, Mahershala Ali spent almost 7 years, you know, with this project. And he almost walked away a few times from what I heard. We had at least two different directors walk away from the project for creative differences. And Whistler is in bad shape. Tells him to give him the gun, you know, you don't want me coming back. There goes Whistler. Until Blade 2. He's dead for now. Until Blade 2. Silver Bullets. Meditation music. Anticoagulant. EDTA. Turn some vampires into mush. Picks up the plant. Cuts off the roots. Ain't nothing gonna stop me now. It's war. conversation. Vampirism is no different than a virus or an STD in this world, of course. Like this little speech with the little music, dun 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 dun, dun 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 dun. I ain't gonna cure the whole fucking world. Blade's blood is the key. Blade coming to whoop ass and take names. Yeah, 20 guys, he does all that. Bad mofo. Eat some silver, boys. Good luck taking them alive. Yeah, it's crazy that the closest thing we got right now to a new Blade movie is it's a Netflix movie called Day Shift with Jamie Foxx. It's funny. That's the closest thing to a new Blade movie that's out right now. If you haven't seen Day Shift, it's cool. It's, it's a fun, vampire flick, action flick. Um, it's produced by the guys, the same action team responsible for the John Wick action. That's the type of vampire action we're talking about with Day Shift. That's Jamie Foxx, Dave Franco, and Snoop Dogg. Megan Good is in it too. Blade meets his mother again. He thought she was dead. She calls him by his real name, Eric. got you, bro. He had to distract you somehow. It ain't over yet. Yep. He was the one who bit your moms. Maybe you should think twice about taking that cure. You'll lose your strength and your ability to regenerate. You'll be completely human. Still, I mean, how hard is it to reboot Blade, man? I mean, the project was announced in 2019. Some of the storylines were just was just straight bullshit. One story involved that sounded, right up, you know, a good Blade story. Dracula's daughter, named Lilith, she was going to be played by Mia Goth from that trilogy, X, Pearl, and Maxine, among other stuff. Yeah, she was going to play, and I forgot what the story was, but it involved that character, and sounded like a decent story. I mean, but they just could never get it off the ground. So much fuckery going on with Marvel. Like, especially the way they treat their black, what they're doing with their black characters. I mean, why couldn't they recast T'Challa after Chadwick Boseman died? Why? That booby trap is spinning, and surprise, surprise, click. He said he knows everything about you. Hold out your arm now. Just playing. Yeah, he needed serum. You think it's serum? It's a little cocktail for you. Because he actually tells him, he's like, try some. You might like it. the success of this movie, yeah, man, it gave a, B12 shot to superhero movies, and I think it was X-Men that came out after this in 2000, and then Spider-Man in 2002, and Hulk from Ang Lee. A lot of people don't like Hulk, but I do. And look at what they did to the Hulk over the years, man. Yeah, that 2003 Hulk from Ang Lee and the 2008 Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton. Those are the two best Incredible Hulk movies. And yeah, I don't mind the original TV show from back in the day with Bill Bixby and Lou Ferrigno. Meet an old friend of yours. Dumped her in a hole with her old boyfriend. Something else happened to him when he got bit. He didn't turn, he just it's never explained what the hell happened to him. They just said he just turned into a zombie. Do you ever have second thoughts about us? Get out of my face. She beat the shit out of him with a bone. Here they bring blade into this. I think they call it a sarcophagus. Place him inside this tomb and drain his blood. Can't believe mom's still alive and she's one of them. Yeah. Unfortunate. Sooner or later, the thirst always wins. That line is used again in Blade Trinity. Dracula, or they call him Drake. Trying to bleed him dry. Get all the pure bloods in place. Blood is flowing. Those clouds. There's a storm coming. A vampire storm. They said La Magra is it's like a hurricane. You first. He's been bled out. He's bleeding to death. He needs his serum. There ain't no serum. You're gonna have to take the next best thing, brother. At this moment, you don't have a choice. He's taking a bite. those are some cool shots. How the blood is just rolling across the wall, across the little ceiling up there. Forming it as one drop. And the blood drops. Sound like a tiger. And away we go. And this was a lot of fun seeing this on the big screen for the first time. I was like I said, this was my favorite movie of that summer, 1998. Yeah, she's a mother, but it's time to let her go. I must release you. All right, there goes the pure bloods. As his mama dies, the pure bloods they're all flying through Frost, through his body. Yeah. And this cool shot right here where his eyes turn red. Zoom in shot. And there is an alternate ending on the Blu-ray. That, you know, I'm glad they reshot it because if you see that, he turns into this big blob of blood where he's flying around the air. Like, yeah, that effect was bad. They had to reshoot that. Frost. And this right here, yeah. Away with Quentin. Bye bye. Catches his shades, and then the music kicks up. Frost. One of these henchmen is Chuck Jeffries. If you don't know Chuck Jeffries, look him up. You can look him up on YouTube. Yeah. He's known for looking like Eddie Murphy, but he's a martial artist. He'll kick your ass. He's done a few low-budget martial arts movies here and there. Yeah, look him up, Chuck Jeffries. There he is, Chuck Jeffries. Mm-hmm. And finally, the vampire mace. It works. Uh-huh. Enjoy that. Hey, Blade, let's do this. Grand finale, the sword fight with not Frost anymore, La Magra. Those effects, they still hold up a little bit for its time. It's 1998. My turn. Blade still got a surprise up his sleeve. You think it's serum. Yeah. Serum, huh? Here. Take a shot. No? Take some more. Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill. See ya. literally turns into the Blob. Let's get out of here. Still a badass finale. The whole movie is badass. You know, it's a classic. Oh yeah, there's another alternate ending right that happens right here. He sees a figure standing on the roof, and it turns out to be Morbius. There's still a war going on, and I have a job to do. Come to our last scene in Moscow, Russia. Yeah, that's been Blade, though. Like, yeah, one of Wesley's best movies. Surprise. I like surprises. How's this for a surprise? Did I catch you at a bad time, comrade? And credits. Another 90s classic. Yeah. That was fun. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to make it all the way through this, but I did. And yeah. Martial arts choreography by Jeff Ward and Wesley Snipes. Yeah, this is a cool. Like I said, I used to own this soundtrack. I used to listen to a little techno here and there back in the day during this time period. Between this soundtrack and the Mortal Kombat 1995 soundtrack, some other techno songs here and there too, around this time period. Yeah. But this has been my fan commentary on the one and only Blade, and till my next video, once again, there's only one Blade, and there's only going to be one Blade. And until my next video, I'll see you then. Later. See you at the movies.